Jeff, what was your message to your team after this game?
Oh, we celebrated a lot of records. I mean, it's hard to do that. You know, we've done a lot of great things here, but I guess it was a weird game, right? It was a very strange game. If you just look at all the huge plays in the game and how it happened, it's just weird. You know, for us to not have time of possession to our favor, I think we were down 19-11 at halftime. For us to lose the turnover battle, I know early at that point, I don't know how it turned out in the end. It might have ended up being tied in the end, but you know, that was unlike us. For us to have that many yards rushing, there was just so many things. Chris Carpenter fumbling a punt, not like us. The kid's as sure-handed as anybody there is. Then he returns a kick for a touchdown. Owen McCowan breaks Frank Harris's record for the longest quarterback run in the history of the school. Frank's was 71. Owen goes for 75. It was just weird the whole night. But I was proud of my kids. I mean, we were literally in the pits of hell coming back from Tulsa. And that was the longest plane ride maybe we've ever been on. And if you'd have told us we were going to beat Memphis, North Texas, Temple, and be bowl eligible after blowing that lead we blew, somebody thought you were crazy. But for the fifth year in a row, our guys are going bowling. And never been prouder of a group for hanging in there and really believing in what we teach, the triangle. And they believe in the culture. I mean, it's most teams go away. Those guys just don't, man. There's 26 seniors we celebrated out there tonight, and I'm really glad I get to coach them another month.
Jeff, you're wearing the bowl shirt. Just did you think you could reach this milestone considering how rough the season started for your group?
You know, I really don't. I try my best, JJ, to not look at things that way. I really try my best to live what I preach and just try to win the day. Now, I mean, I'm sure Cara Bear would tell you, you know, when I'm at home by myself with her and Izzy, that I can get in my feelings and I can be like, how in the hell has this happened? Like, what has happened here? But you just can't be that way in front of your coaches. You can't be that way in front of your boss. You can't be that way in front of your players. You got to keep believing, man. You got to keep living the stuff you tell. And that's the hard part, right? It's always easy for all teachers to teach. It's always easy for teachers to tell. It's hard for teachers to live. I mean, it's hard for teachers to be that example. And Carrie would be the first one to tell you, I'm not always the example at the house with just her. She has to catch the worst of it. But, man, I'm really proud of my kids. So publicly, JJ, we had this plan the whole way. Privately, I was in the pits of hell with my team.
Jeff, you talked about what the bowl streak meant to the seniors and to be able to secure that today. What did it mean to see that a lot of those guys were the ones who delivered the decisive plays?
Yeah, I was intentional with that. I thought if our offense could get to 28, 24, it'd be a good night. Their defense is really good. They are a pain on everybody. They're so athletic. They're so hard to block. So we played pretty conservative, honestly. and we were going to take our field goals and try not to do anything to screw it up. And then we had 3 turnovers, right? Which is a recipe for disaster against a team like that. I told y'all 5 was really good. That back 25 is really good. The other back 31 is really good. I hate that for Stan. He had a nice little football team, and he didn't win enough games, so they fire you. And I hate it for myself. Like I think our team is, a 9 or 10 win football team and should be playing for something other than going for a bowl, and we didn't get it done. So I hate that for Stan. I know the feeling.
You mentioned Chris Carpenter's game. What did it mean to see him bounce back from the muff punt and have not just the kickoff return, but he had a big block on Owen's touchdown as well?
Great point. That's the stuff that people don't. I mean, he literally did that, I think, before the return. I think that happened in sequence, right? Where a lot of guys, when they'll let 1 turn into 2, right? And that's a big play. When you fumble a punt, when your defense just went 3 and out, that's tough. And he knows it. He's a smart kid. But that's just Chris. Man, he's resilient like all those seniors are.
Coach, the running game's been up and down this year, but if you think the last 2 games you've gone over 300 yards, what do you think has been the reason for that?
We've been sticking to it, but every defense now watches us, and they know our quarterback's a freak when it comes to throwing the football down the field. So people are playing us differently now. So we got to take, what's there. We're getting a lot better looks in the box because people don't want to see that number 2 throw it, and he can really throw it. He was off tonight a couple of times. He's not perfect. But that was a tough defense. So it's a little bit of scheme, but our players just sticking with it. And downfield blocking, there's a lot of just things. We've just gotten way better. We're a way better football team than we used to be.
And then quick follow-up question, was Robert Henry healthy in the second half, or was it just a rotation thing?
He'll be all right. We were just trying to be smart. He got a little gimped up, but we'll think he'll be fine.
Jeff, can you talk about the play of your defense? I think it was a program record for most tackles for loss tonight.
Yeah, 16. Those guys are special. They are. We're going to miss them. Jamori broke the school record for sacks, so he tied it tonight with 4. Jamori had 5.5 TFLs, school record. It's our 21st straight game in a row with a takeaway and a sack. Zay Frazier broke the single-season record with 6. Cliff Chapman had it with 5. Zay's had 2 interceptions down 3 different games, first time in school history. One of the plays of the game was the onside kick. My man Bro, out of San Antonio, Texas, man, out there made a heck of a play. Start the second half, and that doesn't seem like a big deal until you remember early in the year where we didn't make that play, or you remember early in the year where we had the onside kick and we got the ball back. Those are huge plays, and a heck of a play by my man Bro. That's really his name, like Bro.
Jeff,
I'm not calling him Bro. Just wanted y'all to know that.
Jeff, as much as you talk about winning each day, big picture-wise, where progress isn't always linear, how do you look at this season in terms of a step forward for the program? I know it's not over yet, but big picture-wise, how has this program gotten better?
Oh, well, if you just look, the AAC is not a joke. I think it's an eye-opener to all of us of what other teams are committing to this new process we're in. And we're going to have to take a look, a big picture view, the true point of how committed are we going to be. They're firing all these coaches, right? Well, they're not taking these jobs unless they're getting what they want, or they're not taking the job. So the revenue sharing is a real thing. Cost of attendance is a real thing. Austin money is a real thing. We got to be in there. And it's one of those kind of moments. Like if she had to call me in and fire me, like the rest of this league's getting fired right now, there's going to be some real decisions y'all have to make on who y'all bring in here and what the next guy's going to want, or you're not going to be successful. This league is tough. It's a real league. So we'll have to make some decisions because moving forward, this stuff, it's real. There's a lot of pressure right now. And these next few months, or, when the settlement's done, July 25, that's going to be a big time for all of us.
On that same note, it's senior night and you honored those guys, but how do you feel about the group you have coming back? Are you comfortable with what you have? Are you encouraged by the whole roster situation?
Well, offensively, you've got as good a young talent as there is in the country out there. You got to keep them all, right? Are we going to be a farm system and just develop them and let them go? Or are we going to keep them here in San Antonio, right? Defensively, we've got some players that we're losing that have been unbelievable for us. And we got some really good young ones you saw out there tonight making some good football plays. But we've got to address, obviously, a couple positions because we were so senior heavy on defense. Whenever you lose 10 starters on defensive 11, you've got to get that fixed, right? Offensively, we're really not that far away right now, but that's why we struggled early in the year because we were young. You know what I mean? So it's just kind of what it is. We've got a really good kicker that's got a lot of eligibility left, and we had some really great players get hurt that are young that'll get to come back that you haven't even seen yet. They're kind of stocked away, which hurt us early in the year. So no roster anymore is like that. Like in the old days, you developed talent, you knew you were going to have it back. It's all a one-year deal now. It's a one-semester deal, honestly. So when this semester's up, you got to go try to keep your team, and wherever you lose people, go get some more guys. So it's just not like it used to be. But if we could keep everybody, which I think we're going to try our hardest to, Saltmore quarterback. I mean, young running backs, young receivers, O-line all coming back. We're losing CJ at center, and you're losing Willie and Chris, and then Robert is coming on at running back, but we got a bunch of young, good running backs. So that quarterback's the key, obviously, because, whenever you have a great quarterback, you got a chance, and all those guys are going to play for him. We've got to address our defense of the losses we've taken, but I still feel good about our young talent over there.
Jeff, you said the senior class would hold a special place with you because they just didn't tap out at any point during this season. What were the emotions like going through the line before the game and getting to greet with all those guys?
No, I'm the worst. I'm the worst. Hell, I was crying coming down the elevator today for the team meeting. I cried thinking about my speech in my room. I'm just a big salty. The older I get, the worse I get. It's just terrible. And those kids they catch you at the wrong moment, and they tell you the most special things, and it just crushes you, man. It just crushes you. But we do it right here, and it makes me feel good. The culture pillar this week was trust the process, and I've been with these guys 5 years, and they trust me, right? And I trust them. I know they do some silly things, and they drive me insane with their penalties, man, insane. But I trust them. I do. And it was a special 5 years for those guys and me. And it was tough, just going through the stretch line. That's hard, man. I'm going to miss Ligon. I'm going to miss Brandon Brown. I'm going to miss French. I'm going to miss Jamore. As pain in the butts they are, I'm going to miss Danye. I love those kids, man. And my number doesn't change for that because I'm going to stay in touch with them till the day the Lord takes me home. I got a hot wife back there, and I'm going to go celebrate. Let's preach go.
Owen, what did it mean to you to be able to celebrate a bowl berth with this group after some of the low points you guys have come through this year?
Yeah, I think you said it best. After some of those low points, we didn't blink. We were resilient. We responded. It feels amazing to be able to play a bowl game.
You guys honored the seniors today, and a lot of those guys delivered. Just, who stood out to you, and what was your reaction to seeing that level of success?
Yeah, all of them. I think obviously it starts with the seniors, but I think their energy kind of went down to the rest of our guys. So I think, big shout out to those guys. They didn't want to lose, the last time in the Dome, and their energy showed.
Owen, what was the key to getting the run game going today?
Yeah, I just think, sticking with it. They played a lot of man-to-man, so obviously there's not many defenders in the box. So it was a great job by Coach Burke sticking with the run, and obviously all credit to those guys up front.
Can you take us through your long run and what you saw there?
Yeah, same thing. Actually, it was also man-to-man, so when you get those routes going, where they go, those defenders run with them. So it leaves, obvious lane for me to run. And a big credit to Chris Carpenter on that play. He turned around. I could have probably thrown the ball in the scramble drill, but he did a great job running his defender off and not only blocking his defender, but he also blocked the safety. It was a touchdown block. So all credit to Chris on that one.
Just overall, the offense and the performance, how would you say you guys did? It wasn't a big numbers game from the passing side, but, you guys still put up 500-plus yards.
Yeah, 500-plus yards and, obviously 50 points. Obviously, we had the kick return, but struggled on third down, got to be better there. But like you said, to still have that much yardage and points while being that unsuccessful on third down says a lot about our team.
Owen, in his career in college and 16 years in the NFL, would you take a guess as to what your dad's longest run was?
I'd say 30 something.
He was 28, I believe.
Yeah.
Would you ever guess that you would have a run like that?
No, not at all. Like I said, but it doesn't happen without guys like Chris Carpenter. You know, obviously the defense was what it was, and Chris turned around and made 2 great blocks that allowed me to score. So really all credit to him.
Coach was talking about not just the seniors you guys are losing, but what you guys have coming back. Is this the kind of night that kind of gives you optimism about what you guys are building here?
For sure, and I think all of us have, it's a big senior class, so we can all learn from them, and that's what we've been doing this whole year. So definitely have a lot of momentum with the young guys next year, and we'll be ready to go.
What are some of those things you think you're going to learn from the seniors? Anything in particular that you can point to?
Leadership, resilience. Obviously, their leadership is really shown this year with the lows. Like you said earlier, low points haven't blinked at all, and that's really starts from their leadership. So I think leadership would be a big one.
Was there any doubt for you at any point that you guys could get to this sort of a level where you'd be playing in a bowl game? Or, how was the process for you through the year?
Yeah, no, not at all. I think with our program, we don't blink at all. We respond to the highs and the lows. And like I said, it started with that leadership group from the seniors, and it really fed down throughout the whole team. So credit to those guys. Cool. Thank y'all.
Thank you all. Zay, what did it mean to you on the day you were celebrated for senior day to deliver 2 interceptions? What were the emotions of this game like for you?
Man, first, senior day, man, I was glad my mom was here. First game she came to our year, I was proud. I was ready to go. So definitely have my mama here. Helped a lot for it to be a senior day. But the 2 plays, the first one, I don't know. It just fell in my head. I ain't even gonna lie. I don't even know how to explain it. It was just like one of those, get my feet in bounce and make a play. But the second one, I'm supposed to be higher. I messed up the safety. It was my fault. I'm supposed to be higher than that guy that was on, that was in front of me. But my makeup speed made me catch up, and that's what made it play. But I do want to say that was my fault. I was supposed to be on top of that, and that won't happen again.
When you talk about how important it was to have your mom here, how hard is it to sort of balance the emotions and still be focused and locked in for a game like this?
When it comes to balancing emotion, I'm not really a crying type of guy, but I do definitely feel it internal. Like, definitely have your mom there, definitely gonna give you a boost. Who wouldn't?
So with 6 interceptions, sorry, over here.
Oh, my bad, man.
6 interceptions this year, but you've had 2 in 3 different games. Is there a reason that these interceptions are coming for bunches in you?
Man, they coming in pair. I just thank God every day, because this is the first time I'm been like that. I'm normally used to getting 1 a game, but 2, man, I can't complain at all. Thank God again tonight, every morning, and when I wake up.
Say, what does it mean to the players to become bowl eligible?
Man, that's what we work for. We've been putting in work since spring ball to get bowl games and win championships. That's the goal here, and it ain't gonna change. Coach Traylor, the coach.
Was there any doubt in the middle of the season after kind of the rough start, the rough patch you guys had there, that you would make it to this point?
Oh, never, no doubt. Teams have rough patches. It's gonna be whoever lasts the longest, and we lasting, and we ain't finished yet.
Zay, did you guys talk about the streak of potentially getting to a bowl game for 5 straight years? Was that an important target for you guys through the season?
One thing about Coach Traylor, he don't talk about winning. He talk about life. Winning just comes. Everybody want to win. You don't really got to talk about winning when you got a lot of dogs. So it's just life. He teaches about life, man-to-man stuff. Help us become a better man, and father for our future kids and kids that people got on the team.
Perhaps along those lines, he was telling us he got pretty emotional at times this week. What was it like,
Oh, yeah.
kind of getting to meet with him before the game and do the picture and all that
Man,
stuff?
I love Coach Traylor, man. Coach Traylor took that private jet to my crib to come get me, man. I love Coach Traylor. That's all I can really say. Gave me a chance. That's it.
What does it mean to you to have a place in program history now with the 6 interceptions on the season?
Man, it's a blessing, man. I just want to thank God for letting me come this far. My road, it wasn't an easy journey for me. I came from JUCO, or D1 JUCO, D1 then UTSA. Like it was a lot, but when I keep God first, and I got a family that have my back all the time, and I got coaches that coached me since I was little. When you got them on your back, not only you ain't, the worry and just take it off your shoulders, just take it day by day.
Have you thought about what's next for you after this season? I believe you'd have another year if you wanted it. But
Trying to go to the league.
is that a for sure thing that you're going to pursue?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good?
Yeah.
Y'all have a nice night.
Appreciate you.
Yes, sir, Maury.
Questions for Jamori?
Jamora, you tied the school record with 4 sacks and set a record with 5.5 tackles for loss. Just what was the big key today to having so much production?
Just, it's senior night, so I want to play for my seniors and my brothers, 28 of us, so I just wanted to, put my best foot forward.
What's sort of the emotional part like of knowing you have that place in the record book now?
It's very emotional because, I worked hard for this, and I came from JUCO, so it's a long, journey here, but I'm just so grateful.
Was it a little bit different today being senior day? Did that bring anything extra out of you, or how did you balance the emotional part of that?
No, I take every game as, this a game, you feel me? It's just got to react to what you see, but it was very, for everybody, though, it was very, special.
Jamar, what was it about today with the defense? I think you guys had a program record, 16 tackles for loss.
Yes, we just always try to get better each and every week. It doesn't matter if it's week 2, it doesn't matter if week 8, we always try to better our best.
What does it mean to this program for this group of players to make it to this point after the rough patch?
It means a lot. It's adversity. Coach always talk about adversity, and we stood together. We was not winning the conference games at first, but now we just took it on ourselves to just get better every week, just to put our best foot forward. And as you see, the offense had a school record last week. So yes, sir.
Just what does it mean to the seniors to be able to go out, playing in the postseason for a bowl game?
It means a lot because that's just the standard here. The standards here is to always win games and win championships.
Was there anything in Temple's offense that you guys saw that you thought you could attack to create so many negative plays? What sort of led to that?
I don't think so. It's just players just reacting, playing their best. You feel me? I just I study film very closely. So yes, sir.
Thank you, Rob, for all the analysis.
Appreciate it.
Thank y'all so much. Have a good night.
You too.
Robert, what does this win mean for the guys in the locker room?
It means a lot, you know what I'm saying, especially, you know, in it's senior night, so everybody kind of really did it for the seniors.
Tell me about how you guys got to get the run game going today. How big of a key was that?
Man, coming in the game, like, that's what we was most focused on. So coming in the game, running the ball, you know what I'm saying, we knew we can put the ball in the air, but, like, whole season we've been working on just running the ball better because we kind of started out slow.
What did it mean after some of the low points this season to be able to come through and get this bowl berth? How important was that for the group?
Man, it mean a lot because, like, beginning of the season, we really can't do nothing. And I think, like, we kind of found our identity, so, like, it's getting better and better, like, each week.
Was there a turning point where you felt like that kind of came together for you guys? What led to the improvement?
Man, just practice. You know what I'm saying? Practice don't make perfect, make permanent. So every day we go out there and practice, we critiquing what we getting better at.
What was sort of your confidence level through the season that you guys would eventually get to that point where there are moments of doubt for you guys?
Nah, yeah, my company's always been up. Even when, like, guys on the team confidence down, my job is to keep their confidence up.
What was it like for you going through the whole senior day process before the game and everything that goes into that?
Man, it's kind of emotional, you know what I'm saying? Knowing it's my last home college game. So after this, I don't know what's going to happen.
Is it tough to sort of balance that emotion once you get on the field, or how did you process that?
I was just really thinking about, like, the guys, like, this my last home game with them, you know what I'm saying? So I kind of took it all in.
You scored 2 touchdowns against Temple last year when you guys played. Was it a personal goal to do the same thing tonight?
Really, it was to win the game, you know what I'm saying? We trying to get to the bowl game, so.
Robert, what'd you see on the 88-yard run? It's actually the second longest play from scrimmage in school history.
I saw green grass. When I saw the hole, I just hit it full speed.
How important was it for you to be able to finish that drive in the end zone?
It was important because I know the guys needed me, so I stayed in and we got the tud.
I bet you were thankful for the 2-minute warning in that moment.
Yeah, for sure.
Anything else that stood out about your game today? You had another the 40-yard touchdown as well in the opening quarter there. What was key for you?
Start off early. You know what I'm saying? Punch them in the mouth early. We did that. I think kind of shut them down.
Anything else for Robert?
Thank you, Robert.
Thanks, Robert.
Appreciate it.